Thanks for tuning in. I gotta tell you, this area is just one hot mess. And it's not always just about heat. The humidity has been so high. It was at 68% today, and normally, even in the hottest days, it's below 50. And even though we have a lot of big lakes and stuff around us, so it just gets crazy sometimes. Oh, there goes my camera flipping. Well, today I finally did something I've wanted to do for a while. Because let me recap a little bit. The last video I had, I'd been winding up for a picnic with some, fellow believers and stuff like that. Well, one thing led to another, and these people just had a bad attitude, a lot of gossip, false allegations, and I won't say who they are, it doesn't matter. So sometimes people come into your life, sometimes they turn out that, they're just not what you thought or expected. You just let them move on. So sometimes I'm expecting things, to do things, picnic down at Camper Hollow. There is one particular location that I've used primarily. I know there have been people that ask, well, where is Camper Hollow? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Enjoy the videos. Okay? I'm not one of these people that gets into giving my location. You can look me up, even if you knew my real name. Look me up anywhere. You can't find my address or my phone number. And that's just, because I thought if I ever did really, work on this channel, if I had the time and effort, I know this is one of the things that could go big, because I know people like camping. It's not because of me, I know that, but just because people like camping. And a lot of those channels go kind of big, living off grid, stuff like that. And I do know how to live off grid in a tent. I've done it several times for, weeks at a time. And I enjoy it. Granted, it is nice to get back home to, a regular shower and stuff like that in the kitchen, But my campsite's not bad. But anyway, I've been meaning to pull into this, this park where there's a lake. There's a couple other smaller ones around it. I don't know if they all feed into each other or not. I haven't determined that even driving through there today. So I did that today, and that's what I've got. And it is a really nice area. It was very, it turned out to be very hot and muggy. The last couple days in the morning were not very hot, but they were very muggy, I'll tell you. And today, the way it turned out with work, I got done early. I was going to go to another job. It was a good drive away. And so I got done later, and I says, to show up there for 2 hours and work for a 45-minute drive there and a half-hour drive back home, it's just not worth it. So I says, all right, I'm going to shoot video. And because the thing that's going on with Camper Hollow, I think people are interested, but I just haven't been devoting time to it, and I can. And I love to show sites, parks, things like that. It would all go into play with it. I don't classify myself as a prepper. Sometimes people that, kind of fit all that in with it. You don't have to be a prepper to be a camper. I do a certain amount of prepping, because we all know that power goes out once in a while. In the winter, sometimes the winters get so bad, trucks can't get through the stores. Even if you can get to the store, when you get there, there's hardly anything there, right? That's happened to me. So I says, all right, dry foods, and I'll get into that in another video. I think I talked about stuff like that in another one. So this is more about one of the local parks here. Very nice area, and I finally drove through there. I come by it a lot, because I live in the country. All right, there's a clue. Not that that's going to really give anything away, but the people that know me, there are some people close, know where Camper Hollow is and things like that, but it doesn't matter, okay? That's not what this channel is about. So I pulled in to this spot finally, and shot video and stuff like that. So that's what it is, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So here it is. This is one of the small lakes here. I pass by this quite often going to work, and sometimes I've taken pictures or videos along the road, and the road is right there, like back there. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's very close to the edge of that lake, and it's kind of is right up on the shoulder of the road, and sometimes it's going to be a little bit onto the road just because that road is kind of low over in there. There's people that come out here with kayaks, small paddle boats, and things like that. In the winter time, they take these big concrete blocks and they put them right there in this entrance. You can pull into this area. Nice thing about here, they have an outhouse there. Coming through one morning, I had to use it. Even quite a while before I got here, so it was good it was there. And I haven't driven back in here ever, but I'm going to pull back in here and take a look around. I had a 14-foot fiberglass canoe a while back that I had sold, but because I didn't think I could store it, but I didn't think I could have probably put it on my utility trailer and just left it there. So I see, if you know, from the road driving through, that there's vehicles sometimes pulled back in here. Looks like there's some up there now. And it's a good spot for a day trip. I don't think they have camping here and stuff like that. But you could have picnics and different things like that up in here. And, no, I don't know. This may go right around and that road go back out on the other end, because I see there's another road down there. And one of the reasons I wanted to get in here, take a drive around, is not just to see the rest of it, but I did want to see if that road goes all the way out. It's a nice little lake in there. I don't know if there's fishing, and if there is, what kind of fish is in here or anything. I could probably look it up. There's a hill that goes up here. The road on top of that, they call Upper Mountain Road. And the road I take down here is called, that one is Lower Mountain, because it's further down the mountain. And I don't know what that big chunk is for, white chunk. Got electric meters on it, it looks like. I think this, I don't know if this lake has a river or creek in and out of it or not. Looks like they aren't real busy today. They have thick woods there. And kind of nice that I live in areas like this. It's more pleasant than when I used to live in the big city. You know, I drive to work and I pass a lot of places like this. Kind of much nicer living out in the country. I'm getting into the back end of this lake over here. It extends. A little bumpy there, so the camera's going to shake a little bit. I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can. It's like a little turnaround right there, a place to park if you wanted to. Thought I did see a creek down there, and there's another extent in that lake back in there. I didn't realize it's all going together back here. See, there's some guys fishing down there, some kids. And, so they do fishing here, obviously. Now, I don't see an outlet right there, but there could be further over there. And I remember seeing this lake, smaller lake up here from the road. The sky today is pretty nice. We had a good rain last night. It's very humid here. Hey, judging by that road over there, it does look like it goes back out to the main road. I don't see a creek going across there, but somebody's in a hammock right there. And they could have a pipe going underground, possibly. I don't know. I don't really see any water movement down there. I have to physically walk down there to see if that flows through. but it doesn't appear to be so. Got a vehicle coming up ahead, so pull off to the side here a little bit for him. Truck's going to tip quite a bit around a little bit of a hill here. Oh, this looks like it does go back out to the main road here. That was one of the county or local trucks from the government there that maintains the park. Nice place back in your place. You could even sit there and, you know, kind of a hot, humid day for it. I'm surprised really anybody's out here, but this is one of the nicer parks because there's not a lot of people that know about this one. Area back in there is some open land. There's another area that went back in there I saw before. Just open meadow down in there. They cut it and maintained it. That helps keep the bugs down too when they cut that like that. Thick brush in there too. I think possibly that you could walk through there and get to that lake there. Now coming out here, main road, I'll hang a right here and go down and catch video of that. See the concrete blocks, they move them in the winter. They're across there. They don't let any traffic in there, which is good, I'm sure. Water up here by the road. It rained pretty good last night. Come a long time this hole. We got a van coming up behind me, so I just may pull over here and let him go by. I'm in slow motion today. Now there's another road right here. I thought I saw something branch off back in there with this road. So I don't know if that goes. That could just be like just into that area. And we can walk back up in there. It looks like there's an area back in there walked into. That larger lake is just up here on the right, and that should come into view very shortly. If I'd gone back the other way, you can just catch the other lake by the road there a little bit. It's kind of higher up because the road goes way down. I think the lake is actually higher than the road, but there's an embankment that holds it, hopefully. Hopefully it wouldn't turn out like New Orleans. Now see, you can see along the side here, the lake comes right up by this road, and you can still see some water along here. That water will be right up in here from the lake sometimes. You know, when the water's higher, it's actually very low right now in comparison to what it is a lot of times. I mean, that water, the bank is right there, and you can see the water is down a little bit from it, but a lot of times it's right up there covering that grass. Now here's a sign. I'm going to pull over here and see what that says. It's got a fish on it, so maybe it has some information about fishing or what we're not supposed to keep or whatever. Let's see if I can zoom in here on that. Bear with me. Try not to shake it too bad here. Zoomed in, but that could be as far as it goes. The triploid grass carp shown above are stocked under New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. I'm being funny, conservation actually, permit for environmental and scientific purposes only. These fish may not be intentionally taken or possessed. If caught, they must be returned. So they do have, you know, some of the larger carp in here, but you can't take them. You know, if you did happen to catch one, you'd have to put it back. So, you know, people just like the fish and catch a bigger fish or something, you know, that would be, I guess, you know, entertaining. So that's interesting. Good to read the signs like that. So they do stock them, but you can't take them. You know, you can't take them home for a pet or to eat them or anything. Interesting place for a while. I've known about this take a closer look. That's a nice park. I think maybe on a cooler day I may come out and check it out more. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Now this is just right in here, and you can see it. There's a lake right in here, actually, small lake. There it is. You might be able to see her. That's next to the lake I just drove around, but I don't think there's any way in to drive around behind that one. That's just another small, even smaller lake than the other one next to it. But that one never overflows the road. That's always lower. It looks like there's a way in there, but you can't drive in there. They always have it blocked off. That's possible. That's private property.